It's my birthday, or at least it was at the time of filming this, and to commemorate my crossing under that cosmic flag stand as I embark on yet another lap around the sun, I figured I'd celebrate by taking some laps around the Circuit of the Americas karting track. It's a really fun track, and I've driven on it once before, but today we're throwing a little bit of an extra wrinkle in there. I've mentioned my mom a lot on this channel. She is a race fan herself, and we both bond over racing, and so what I thought would be super fun is if today we rent a two-seater side-by-side kart, and I take my mom for some laps around the karting circuit. I'm really excited to see what she thinks of this and just to give her a taste of this experience of what it's like to drive a race car. I mean, it's not a car, it's a kart, but still, I think this is going to be a lot of fun, and I think she's going to enjoy it, I'm going to enjoy it, and hopefully you guys enjoy watching us enjoy it. Alright, so we are here at the track. The weather is not great. It's a little overcast. It's kind of been, misting on and off all day today, but it's fairly dry right now, at least. So, Mom, what is going through your head right now?
Why me?
Fair enough.
It wasn't my idea.
No, it wasn't, but I figured it'd be fun anyway. Alright, so we're gonna go get registered and we'll get racing. Forgot our masks. Still very important. Okay, so I promise I'm not going to talk over the entire video, but I've got to address this weird GoPro angle. It gets better, kind of. So I was trying out a new mount that I had recently bought, and it turns out one of the screws wasn't quite tied down, and so it's mostly this angle. But I did recognize it fairly early while swiveling my head in traffic, so I do try and correct it multiple times throughout the video. So it's going to be kind of some weird, wonky angles. Sorry. It does get slightly better. Just please be patient. I am going to talk for about another lap and a half here because I want to take you through kind of a walkthrough of what this circuit is like. So I'll be talking over the next lap. This is a very fun track. It's very wide open. You don't have to use the brake very much at all. Just a couple of spots where you got to lift off of the throttle. And driving the heavier two-seater wasn't actually that different from what I remember with the single-seater. The only big difference was we did not have very good acceleration or top speed, so it was very difficult to race with people. So here we go, slight lift into the first corner. You might be able to take it flat in the single-seater, but that brings us to one of the most important corners, this big sweeping left-hander. Lift a little bit, hit the apex late. You really want to straighten it out because you come down to the long backstretch. Great place to make a pass if you can get a good launch out of the corner. And that leads us into an insane left-hander. You can take this flat out, it's almost 90 degrees, but I learned the hard way from the last time I was here. You can only do that if you're by yourself. If you're side by side, one of you has to lift. This twisty section is uphill and has some really weird camber. You get to the hairpin on the far end of the course, it's the highest elevation you're at, and then it's downhill on another long backstretch, flat out through the kink and into what I think is the hardest turn on the entire track, this right-handed sweeper. Late apex, but it's very easy to run it wide on exit and screw up your entry into the final three corners. And if you get your racing line right, you can take these final three corners in the street course section, I like to call it. You can take them flat out, and it's absolutely exhilarating as the walls close in on you and you get this amazing sensation of speed. You are flying through this section of the track. And so that's what it's like to take a lap around the karting track at Circuit of the Americas. I'll shut up now and let you watch me struggle to keep this GoPro straight. Enjoy. Okay, well, as you can probably tell, this is my first time using this particular GoPro mount. It didn't exactly go super well. One of the hinges was not tightened down as tight as it should have. So hopefully we got some decent footage there. But enough about me. Mom, what'd you think?
If it was on my bucket list, I'd scratch it off. That was... I wouldn't have ridden with anybody else. I trust his driving 110%. That being said, it was scary as hell.
Great job, never do that again.
Good job, never did that again. When you're sitting there hanging on to a steering wheel that doesn't turn, it's a little freaky.
I bet that's pretty surreal.
Yeah.
Did you find yourself phantom steering, trying to steer? Any throttle and brake inputs you were trying to do?
No throttle, no brake. Steering, yes. Holding it on, yes. My hands are ready.
Yeah.
Bumpier than I thought.
Yeah, me too. Bumpier than I remember.
And, good passing. Looking back on it, good passing. At the time, I thought it was a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah, we did, at least hopefully the camera captured it. We got some good battling. There were guys that were faster than us. There were guys that we passed. There was one guy that for about the final 3/4 we were battling with because we were in the two-seater. We didn't quite have the horsepower to get out of those turns. But man, we caught up to him in the big sweepers. We just didn't have the horsepower for the straights. But that was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you all in the next one.